Meanwhile, the Democrats have the likes of Tim Walz, the failed VP candidate, setting the agenda. He's called immigration officials a modern-day Gestapo.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense, not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye, just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and disappeared.
Josh, is this the future of the Democrats? Is this what they're going to take to the 2028 election?
You know, it's as if nothing has changed, isn't it? I mean, this is exactly what the Democrats were saying during the first Trump administration. I mean, AOC becomes a congresswoman from New York City in the 2018 midterm election. In her first year in Congress in 2019, I vividly recall her comparing the ICE detention facilities to Nazi-esque concentration camps. So here we are 6 years later, and now Tim Walz is making the exact same analogies. I mean, this is so disgusting that I barely feel like it even has to be commented on. But on the one hand, I mean, just so utterly appalling, obviously. I mean, to make these sorts of analogies there. I mean, these people that are being interrogated, and by the way, they're given habeas corpus, they're giving due process, you know, contrary to what you hear in the corporate media here. These people that are being seized by ICE are not U.S. citizens. They are in the country illegally. They are not on a legal visa. They are here illegally there. The Jews who were rounded up by the Gestapos were citizens of their country. They had done literally nothing wrong other than the mere fact that they were Jewish. So this is just such an appalling, just this a loathsome, disgusting analogy any way you can possibly draw it there. But I think the more important point is they've learned absolutely freaking nothing. They got shellacked in this presidential election, Rita, and look at them. They don't know what to do. They're running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off there. I'm just happy that I'm not the one who has to sort out, because frankly, if I were a Democratic strategist, if I were a Jimmy Carville, I don't even know what I would be thinking when I see crap like this there. I mean, how do you rectify this? These people have to just go away and hide their heads in a paper bag for the rest of eternity. That's probably their only decent chance to get back to sanity at this point.
I tell you, if you're JD Vance and you're watching that, you would have a smile on your face, because he's just going to walk it in. Yep. It's going to be a bit of a cakewalk if they don't improve their game, the Democrats. Before you go, tell me about this Supreme Court decision. The justices ruled 7-2. It was a split decision, 7-2, to temporarily block the Trump administration's efforts to deport Venezuelan gang members who are in the country illegally. The decision was largely over a technical issue, Josh?
Right. So it's not quite a substantive ruling as to the statutory interpretation of this 1798 statute, the Alien Enemies Act. They're having said that, Rita, the fact that it was a 7-2 decision is nonetheless indicative there. So we've seen a handful of these 7-2 decisions there. It always ends up being Justices Clarence Thomas and Sam Alito. They are by far the most two conservative, the most two constitutionalist, originalist justices there. You know, unfortunately, all three of Donald Trump's nominees, Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh, and Neil Gorsuch, they're better for sure than John Roberts, but they are not nearly as good as Sam Alito or Clarence Thomas. And if a SCOTUS vacancy, or God willing, more than one, opens up in these 4 years while Trump is president, Rita, conservatives are going to have to do a lot better than we did the last time there, because these are really, really, really precious vacancies. We simply cannot afford to mess it up.
I think that will be amongst Donald Trump's worst mistakes in his first administration, because he could have really secured the Supreme Court, and then the candidates he picked, whoever advised him, they haven't worked out as planned. Josh Hammer, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita.